football league on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Tennessee Titans and the Cleveland Browns. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It's the city of rock and roll, and this place sure is rocking as they await the start of this one. We're here at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart on the call in this one. And Brock, got a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage run after run and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense could get that rhythm and run game going first is likely going to be your winner.
Nick Folk ready to do the honors. And here we go at Huntington Bank Field. He fields it from the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
After winning the national title at Clemson and early success at Houston, there's no question that Deshaun's career has been slowed by some injuries and other challenges. But when he is on the field, at every level he's ever played, he's just got a calm. And that calm comes with the trusting of talent that he has in himself. He knows how to run, he knows how to throw, and when he's available, he's still a difference maker.
Quick to the air, here's Watson. That's Tillman, he's got it! And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Here's Watson, 1st and 10. Got him in, it's Njoku. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Slot man motioned over. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll get down to the 21-yard line before he stopped. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the first down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Again, it's Chubb. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
This dude was just not going to be stopped, not by the first defender, heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Tight end going in motion here. First down, and they go right back to him. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Has it in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Ford goes up and over for the touchdown. The Browns finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
That one right down the middle. And the Browns will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. On the return, here comes Tajay Spears. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So the Titans ready for their opening drive of the game. And they'll be led out by a quarterback who entered our league back in 2018 out of Oklahoma State, Mason Rudolph.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He finds Chigakonkwo for the grab. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 31. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right side. He's got it inside the 25. It's a huge pickup on the play. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. They go play action on 1st. That throw finds Okonkwo. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Still sticking with the passing game. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it's 3rd down now.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Pass play now. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The kick by Gano is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Onto the field comes the Browns offense for the second time. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 28. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that gives the Browns a first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Here's Chubb up the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns get 6 more on their early advantage. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on him. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
On his Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns drive their lead to 11. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Julius Chestnut to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So Tennessee headed out for its second drive of the game. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll throw it. Okonkwo brings it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on 1st down? And a fresh set of downs on its way.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. He'll look to throw. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And they get this down to the 28. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that'll be a Tennessee first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. Second down coming up.
That's one you watch the next day, and as a quarterback, you want that throw back. Quarterbacks are perfectionists, and when it's caught just out of bounds, you know it could have been just a little more accurate.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They'll send their tight end right. 2nd and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
3rd down from the gun. Brought in along the sideline, just need an official ruling, and they say catch. Great play. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Gotta forget about 1st down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. Short pass brought in. And they're gonna get this down to the 4 before being stopped.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So the Titans left with a 4th down, and we're going to see Nick Folk after the try. This only a chip shot from the right hash. The kick by Gano is good. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Fielded at the 7. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And that lead they've got, Brock, they are never going to have to worry about losing it if they keep scoring every time they touch this football.
Is that how it works?
It surprisingly is. You know, if you have the lead and you don't lose it, you win.
And that type of start, well, you wanted all 17 games of a season, but you're lucky to get it more than once.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Watson now off play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense more often than not leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. He'll have him gain about a handful there. Roger McCreary brings him down that time. Give him 5 on that play. Still need 3 times that now on 3rd and 15.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Watson with 3rd and long. It's into the hands of Chubb.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Titans will get set to take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to the air here. That pass complete to Boyd. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable.
Well, we can hear it. Kevin Stefanski audibly frustrated with that call, and he'll throw the red flag out. So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a 3rd one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. Second and 3 now. A first carry here for Tony Pollard. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. A give to Spears, running right. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
The Titans sending out Ryan Stonehouse now on 4th down to in turn send a punt away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And the Browns will go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ford. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the gun, Watson. That one complete to Njoku. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Roger McCreary brings him down that time.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Connection made to Judy. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now a give right side to Chubb. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Here's a nickel look by the Titans. 3rd down. Working from the gun, Watson. He's going deep this time. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
They'll punt another one away. Corey Bajorquez returning to the field. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Pass taken in by Pollard. This is ahead for about 5. Juan Thornhill getting there for the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They are throwing it again. That throw finds Okonkwo. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. 14-6 is our score. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. We're ready to go with the second quarter, and it's Titans football. They have it 3rd and 7. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Ryan Stonehouse back out there again to punt it away. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. Begins his return at the 16. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it'll be their football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. A give up the middle to Ford. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
From the 46, he's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him, calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Watson on 1st and 10. Finding Judy. And they bring him down around the 34.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They give inside to Chung. He finds space into the red zone. And he's finally hauled down at the 12. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
forward, straight ahead. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. He's got it on the bootleg. To the corner of the end zone, but incomplete. Oh, he made the catch, but didn't get down in bounds.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Watson. Has it on the slant. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Chubb goes up and over for the touchdown. The Browns lead by 14. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns lead by 15 now. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. On the return, here comes Spears. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So now here comes the Titans on offense. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing it to start this drive. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
2nd and 4. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. They're throwing it. That's brought in by Westbrook-Akine. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10, it's Pollard. And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 42. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And the Titans will have a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They're set up at the 35 now. They go play action on first. Completed to Pollard.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner and, really importantly, as a check-down outlet on short throws.
The give on second to Pollard. He's got a gain of 6 there. Juan Thornhill getting there for the stop. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On 3rd down, Pollard jukes one defender, and he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Pass play coming here. This one finds Boyd. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that makes it 2nd and goal. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
It's 4 yards on 2nd and goal. Now they'll only need 3 on 3rd down.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So the Titans left with a 4th down, and we're going to see Nick Folk after the try. This is a chip shot from the left hash. The kick by Gano is good. And doing what they can against the lead as it's back down to 12.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. To return, Jerome Ford. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Browns with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on him. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. To throw, here's Watson. Chubb brings it in. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
1st and 10, here's Watson. He'll get this to Tillman. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
To the ground with Ford. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That was Harold Landry making the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Another one for Ford. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. L'Jarius Sneed there for the stop. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
3rd and short, it's Watson. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
They've got 1st down from the 31. From the gun, Watson. Judy there to grab it. Second down now, 7 to go. Now Ford. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. Carlson's kick is good. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here's Chestnut on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Titans and Mason Rudolph about ready to get back to work on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll try and throw it here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. My hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's caught for the 1st. A lot of mess on the move here. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. They give to Pollard on the option. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. He's dropping back to throw. Touchdown, Tennessee! Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Titans get it back to within 1 score. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Here's Ford on the return. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Watson. That one complete to Njoku. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Watson to throw it. Into the hands of Tillman. Complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Watson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Here's Watson to the air. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
He'll get this complete to Chubb. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly. The Browns are lined up to punt. Jaquan Jackson deep for the Titans. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. They'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing from the gun here. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jordan Hicks takes it away. 2nd down, they go pass here, and it's intercepted to kill the drive.
And that is one way defensively to get your teammates off the field. That was all about anticipation. Great move there by the defender to take it away and put his offense on the field.
The Browns going on offense here very late in the half. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Watson looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He's keeping it. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Throwing is Watson. This throw is caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Watson now. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining. Not on the same page with his tight end. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. And incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
Carlson's kick is good. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11. So it's halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top at the break. Now it's down to Florida where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We just watched a strong first half from quarterback Deshaun Watson. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. On the return, here comes Spears. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Titans and Tony Pollard headed back out there offensively. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Boyd now in motion left. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Right back to Pollard. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. Stuck to the ground, but nothing gained that time, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that'll bring up 4th down. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And this play heads out of bounds. Marker down, though, Brock. Could be some free yards here. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a 1st down. This drive should have been over, partner, but running into the punter gives him new life and this 1st down. Here's a throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Here's 2nd and 5. Boyd hauls it in. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st down, ball at the 36. He'll throw it yet again. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. That throw finds Okonkwo. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
Got to figure out this 3rd down here. He's going to throw this one. Cut for big yards on the right side. And they get this down to the 28.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The kick by Gano is good. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
They can't blame him for the deficit, He's been doing all he can to kick them into contention. That's now his 4th field goal. And all those kicks he's made are part of why the lead is still close.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
2nd and 3 now. Here's Chubb up the middle. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Amani Hooker with the tackle. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Changing things up, they're gonna throw now. That's Tillman, he's got it! And they're gonna bring him down at the 36. They get 13 on the pickup, and that gives the Browns a first.
I love throwing on first down, and when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
From the gun, it's Ford. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. Now a give right side to Chubb. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. To throw, here's Watson. He's got it near the 10. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns push their lead further to start the half. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. On is Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns lead by 15 now. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here's Chestnut on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. We'll get another look at this Tennessee offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. This one finds Boyd. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
Okonkwo brings it in. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 46. Has him on the quick hitter. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. Third down, 1 yard to go. They give to Pollard from the gun. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 2 yards on the pickup, and that'll be a Tennessee first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That pass complete to Boyd. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They go play action here. He's got a man left. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
From the gun, they go with Pollard. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Back now, pressure on its way. Completed to Pollard. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Caught by Westbrook-Akine. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Oh, man, these are the kind of plays you can't wait to get on film and watch the next day. Look at the fellow pass catchers. Look at the guys getting out in front, helping on that screen pass. Get your player in space, your buddies do the rest around you, and a big play follows.
Up the middle, here goes Pollard. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Spears trying this straight ahead. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's 2nd and goal.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Pollard. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Give him 2 yards on the run, and that leaves them just inches short for 3rd down.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down, but instead the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy, and their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
Here is Pollard, and he runs it across, touchdown! The Titans shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Folk on now to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Titans get it back to within 1 score. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson gearing up for their next series. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Watson. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to the air, Watson. Finds Judy near the sideline. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Play action, it's Watson. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Ford straight ahead. Blast through midfield. And finally down right along that opposing 40. They strike for 23 yards. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
They give inside to Chung. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Working from the gun, Watson. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. L'Jarius Sneed with the INT.
Well, nickel has really become the base defense for so many teams in the league because the passing game has become so prevalent today. It really makes it so much more difficult to find an open throwing lane. It gives defenses a lot more speed on the back end to step in front of passes just like that.
The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this 3rd quarter. Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it, 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Juan Thornhill getting there for the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Jukes out a 1-stop, and they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Hauled in left side. And he goes out a little short of the 40. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 42. Taken.
There's heat. That blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here he goes on the bootleg. Caught by Pollard. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
First down, ball at the 36. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Titans ball, and they could use a score. They come into the 4th trailing. First down, ball at the 36. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He'll get this complete to Westbrook-Akine. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
That throw finds Okonkwo. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. It's a gain of 4. And that'll be a Tennessee first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll throw it again. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Running back sent in motion left. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Grant Delpit in to pick it off. And the Browns get the football just short of their 20 after the interception and return. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. And it sets up 2nd down.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Second down, Watson throwing again. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running for it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Moore going in motion left. They'll run here on first down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. That one complete to Njoku. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10, here's Watson. He's on the move. He's gonna tuck it and run. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that gives the Browns a first.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run. This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Here's Watson to the air. That's Tillman. He's got it. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Bails out of the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Oh, 1st and goal, you take a sack. I got nothing good to say about that. So let me flip it over on the other side where you got everything good to say. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to get them behind the sticks. You want to knock them backwards. And now you put a whole lot more pressure on that offense to respond.
Gotta forget about first down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. On the ground, it's a give to Chubb. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. They'll send him over right. Chubb trying to run his way in. And he's across. Touchdown, Cleveland! The Browns have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
On his Hopkins for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns lead by 15 now. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here's Chestnut on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And he's brought down for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you could just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Back to throw now. Underneath it goes. Catch made by the running back. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
To throw here on 1st down. Oh, nice adjustment to bring in that tipped pass. And they'll be at midfield here as he gets out of bounds. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Well, he tried to get aggressive, and it looked like it was after the deflection. But he got himself to the right place at the right time to make that catch downfield.
They go play action on 1st. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 32 on that play. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing it again here. Why not go back to it again? The ball is out! And that bounces out before anyone can make a recovery. They're going to have this one inside the 10. Ooh, bad fortune turned to good pretty quickly there, partner. That fumble eluding capture, and thankfully ends up out of bounds.
Yeah, big old sigh of relief on that sidelines, but that new life's going to be short-lived here if they're not able to convert on this 3rd down.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They are throwing it again. And that's a Tennessee touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Now a point after to bring it back within 1 score. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Here's Ford on the return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Browns ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Judy now in motion left. They begin the drive with Chubb. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Find me an offense that won't take that type of result every snap. Good execution, a quality gain, and it moved the sticks.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Again, it's Chubb. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger. But that back remains hungry.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, Watson. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
A give up the middle to Ford. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
Even though that run did not net them a 1st down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Here's Chubb up the middle. And he drives this forward to the 6. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Here's a counter give to Chubb. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
And he's in. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. It's a Jerry Jeudy touchdown. Well, partner, with the increased focus on receivers now in the ground game, the jet sweep, it's a weapon all 32 teams and coaches have to rely on for offense. And for the good ones, it can be a lucrative play to have ready, too.
Yeah, lucrative on the scoreboard, certainly, Kate. And don't forget about lucrative for the wallet, too. Next time his agent's at the negotiating table, he's going to be sure to bring plays up like that one and mention the value he can bring beyond the work of just catching the football.
PAT is up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns lead by 15 now. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. On the return, here comes Spears. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. And that one's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Dropping back to throw. This one finds Boyd. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with that sack.
Okonkwo brings it in. They go for it on 4th down and get it in a big way, 25 yards there.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Setting up a throw. The Browns close in and take him down. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. Shove here on first down. Room to run inside the 20. And he runs out after a very nice game. They're going to have to hang on to that momentum, though, as we have reached the 2-minute warning. All set up now for 1st and 10. Chubb running out of the gun. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Ford. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Browns have likely locked up the win right there. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns grow the lead now to 22 points. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here's Chestnut on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking for a throw here. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. Here's 2nd and 7. Completed to Pollard. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. He'll throw it. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You know, Kay, that is the epitome of trust right there. Right? When the ball is let out of his hands, I think everybody on the sidelines in the stadium went, because you throw it in double coverage. And you may question the decision, but it's tough to challenge it when it produces results like that. Boy, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. The Browns close in and take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, it's hard to come by in this league.
A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Now looking to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So the Browns come away with the win. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a well-earned win for the Browns. As with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.